Good day, everybody. How you doing? This is Susan Havener, and I'm excited about all the great things that are going on in Manatech, and I hope it's going on for you. Today, I'm going to take a few moments and I'm going to talk about how your belief system has everything to do with what does or what does not happen for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to send out a sheet for you, a bullseye sheet. What it's going to be is in the center is going to be a little circle, and then it's going to have a bigger circle and a bigger circle and a bigger circle. What those circles represent is they represent each circle is where your belief gets a little bigger, and it gets bigger because of an experience. You may have an experience on the product, you may have an experience sponsoring somebody, you may have gone to an event, heard a lot of new things, all those different things. But let's stop for a moment and let's take a second talk about, how this whole process works. First of all, guess what? Gotta get to the events coming to closer to you. M5M, we got an event coming up in Orlando, then one coming up in Chicago. This is the new M5M wristband that you poke every time you save so many new children. You want to get it. I'm excited about this. And where we're going to talk is, I want to take and back up for a few moments, and I want to ask you, how's it going with your activity? What I want to know is it's kind of funny. Everybody started off when we started this program where everybody was excited and everybody was showing up. And what I'm watching and what I've seen for 28 years is that, remember how I talked about the intention and then the mechanism and then the end result of your intention? Well, you get out there and you start doing things and it doesn't quite happen the way you think it's going to happen. Guess what? Here you are on this paper and your belief system's a little dot. And the way that you get that belief system to get bigger and bigger and bigger is you got to do the activities. What I want to ask you is, how many three-way phone calls are you doing? How many one-on-one presentations are you doing, with people in your local town? How many trainings are you going to, or that you're doing, or that you've done over the phone? How many conference calls? Folks, what you got to get is this. This business is not about being a Susan Havener. It's not about being a Don Partridge. It's not about being a Jeff Allen, a Dwight Havener. It's about you doing enough activity, and in that activity never fails creating results. The only reason that I've seen over all the years when people do that activity and they don't get the results is because you've got to work on your story. And remember what I said about your story. It's got to be authentic. It's got to be real. It's got to be sincere. It's not a salesman job. It's a sincerity about what it all means to you. So let's go. I want to just ask you this question. Here we are Monday. We're now going into the third week of the 4-week series. And I can tell you by watching, like I said, the numbers, that some of you are maybe saying, maybe you're backing off a little, maybe you're not as gung-ho. And I would attest to that if you stop, you take your tracker, you look at what it is that you're doing, you look at your activity, what you're going to see is you just need to do more activity. You need to do more one-on-ones. You need to do more three-way phone calls. A couple examples I want to share. I can tell you always, I could show you two different people that, I'm working with in our organization. One that's massively doing activity and one that's doing a little bit of activity. And they're both looking and talking to each other, and they just can't figure out this one over here who doesn't have as much going on for them. They can't figure out why, they aren't having the experience of this person over here who all these great things are going on, and it might be you might be saying, oh, you're starting to get into fear and you're starting to feel like you're being left behind. The only thing you got to do is build that belief system. And the way you build that belief system is you got to get into activity more. You've got to get into those one-on-ones and those 3 ways. And are you doing an extreme food makeover? Hey, we've got one Monday night. I am hosting calls with, tonight we've got Sam Castor on our call. Tuesday nights we've got an extreme food makeover here. Wednesday night we have another extreme food makeover in our town. Thursday night I'm doing this live, and if I'm not doing it live, I've recorded it, and I'm doing an extreme food makeover somewhere else. Friday night we have another place where we're doing makeovers. Saturday we're doing a training. That's the magic of what it takes. And as you do those activities, that little dot in the center of that 8.5 by 11 paper gets a little bigger. And your belief system gets a little bigger. Because those activities that you're doing are creating experiences and creating results. Do you have your M5, your 1 minute M5M presentation down? At the end of every presentation, are you asking the people that you're talking to, would you like to help us save these 5 million children? And that could be either you're championing it or you're just buying our product. Show them your wristband. And so as you're doing all these different things, what happens is you wake up and then you are here, the little dot, and you've gotten way out here. And the amazing thing about getting out here is that that's when you don't have to say anything, and people naturally want to follow you. And you know why they want to follow you? They want to follow you because you've expanded your belief system and what it is that you're saying and doing and the activities, and you've seen things happen. You've seen lives change. You've heard stories. You've seen people come on board and be a regional and a national. Dwight tomorrow is going to do the recording. You do want to open that up. He just came back from Seattle's ManaQuest event, and he said that there was a new presidential that went in 90 days presidential. And what he did was he got the whole scoop on what he did. He's going to record that tomorrow. You're going to hear him tomorrow talking about how you could go out. See, when I heard that story, you know what happened? Okay, before Dwight went to Seattle, we didn't really have that belief system about creating a presidential in 90 days. Then Dwight goes to Seattle and he hears this unbelievable story. And what happened? Dwight and my belief system went from here to here. It was in the doing that we're expanding. And now we've got our mayor coming over. We've got somebody that our mayor brought in. And what we're doing is we're showing them, we're starting our own M5M walk in our town. And we're excited. We've probably got about half a dozen people that want to go into buying into 90 days of being presidential. So my advice to you is you've got to get that activity going. And I know that in this third week of where we are in this whole model of building your business, you're probably, getting into the summer, wanting to go out and do things with your friends and your family. Okay, you know what? You can do that, but I got a question. I had this little saying on the side of my desk for years, and it said, if I'm willing to do what most people won't do, I will have what most people don't have. And here I am 28 years later. I can get up at 11 in the morning if I want. I can go to bed at 5 in the morning if I want. I can go and see family and friends anytime I want. I have the time freedom, and I have the check that comes in every month that's already been built. But how did that happen? I did the things that I didn't want to do. I wanted to go out with my friends. I wanted to go do the different things. But I did those activities that it took to do to be able to be where I am right now. And that's all you got to do. You know, I haven't done that year in, year out, year in, year out, year in, year out. I did that for a period of time. All I'm asking you to do is to stay consistent on your action tracker of doing those activities within this 30-day period, and not to stop on yourself and not quit on yourself and not get out of doing that massive activity to get that. We're going to be sending you that tracker of the momentum. I just went over it with Tina. We've got it all done. That's going to go out to you today. And then we also will send out tomorrow the belief tracker, so you can see what it is that belief is. Hey, we're sending you all these things so you can start building more evidence of what it takes to show up every single day, to move along and be where I am, and to be where a lot of other people are, folks. Where I'm excited. This wristband, this thing means more to me than a diamond bracelet. And it's exciting. It's got a story. It's got a cause. It's got a purpose. So, folks, you know what? All I want to say to you is how do you take yourself from that little .net page and come out here? Just get out there and do the activities. Don't quit on yourself. Stay accountable. Be talking to that partner you've got. Hold each other accountable. And you'll wake up, and what will you be? You'll be further down the road than where you were when you started this. And I just want to thank you for giving us this time. And remember, tomorrow Dwight's going to share with you how this person went presidential in 90 days. And he also has a brochure that shows you the whole thing. So I know you're going to love it, and we're looking forward to seeing you on the call tonight, bringing all your prospects to listen to our great Sam Castor, the founder of Manatech. And thank you all so very much.